Welcome back to Be Fit, Eat Vegan. I'm Linda, and today we're going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to be taking you through a Sun Salutation A. Now, I'm sure you've all done one in your yoga class before, but today I'm going to break it down for you. We're going to go through it one pose at a time and through the transitions so that you know the proper form in each of the poses and through those transitions. I'm also going to go through the breathing so that you're able to incorporate the breath, which is going to connect your mind, your heart, and your body, and it's going to give you that freedom of the flow. All right, so grab your mat, that's all we need today, and meet me on the mat. All right, let's start with our breathing. So we're going to be using our Ujjayi pranayama and flowing with that breath. So I want you to just come to a comfortable seated position, or you can be lying down on your back for a little shavasana if you like, but we want to focus on that breathing. So just close your eyes, taking your focus inward. We're connecting our mind, our heart, and our body here. And you're going to start with that Ujjayi pranayama. So you want to keep your mouth closed and take a slow 4-second inhale through your nose with a pause at the top, and then a slow 4-second exhale through your nose with a pause at the base. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale and exhale. Keep going, focusing on that breath, finding that rhythm. Nice and slow, make sure you're not speeding it up. Beautiful. Now we're going to be staying with this breath throughout your practice. And I want you to really focus that on the inhales are the expansive movements, and on the exhales are the contractions. Okay, so when you stay with that breath and you move with that breath, you're going to feel everything connect. Okay, so let's get started on our feet. We're going to start in Tadasana. Now, a lot of people think that when you're in Tadasana, you're just standing there getting ready to go through the flow. However, it is a yoga asana, a yoga pose. So let's focus on the form here. So you're nice and long through the spine. You have your big toes together. There's a slight space between your heels. Now fully engage your legs. Pull up through those legs. Tuck your pelvis under. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Now let's roll our shoulders up. Draw them together in the back. Roll them down your back. Palms are face forward. Nice long neck. Chin is up. So this is your mountain pose, your Tadasana. Nice and strong. You should feel every muscle here. From there, we inhale, take our arms up to sky, palms meet, lengthening through the spine. Take your gaze up. This is your extended mountain pose. And then on your exhale, we're going to fold into our forward fold. Now in your forward fold, just take it to where you can. You're just allowing your body to go. So let your head hang, don't hold it up. And you may not be touching the mat, that's okay if you're right here. The important thing is to let go so that you feel that stretch down your hamstrings, into your lower back, and you're going to start to feel the blood rush to your head. Take your gaze through your legs so that your head truly is released. You want to try and keep your legs straight here. However, if you have tight hamstrings, you can have a little micro bend or slight bend in those legs. On the next inhale, we come into a lift, flat back. So you just come up and you pull back through the shoulder blades. Gaze goes to the top of the mat here. Real simple, but a lot of times I see this. So you want to make sure you pull those shoulder blades back so you've got a nice flat back. And then on the next exhale, you come back into a forward fold, releasing your head. Again, coming up flat back, pull those shoulder blades back. And then on the exhale, we're going to come into our plank and lower through a chaturanga. So let's touch on the plank first. Step it back to your plank. Now let's talk about plank. Okay, your hands are directly below your shoulders. Your fingers are spread wide, middle finger pointing forward. Now push through those hands, you should round out your upper back. We don't want to sink into those shoulders. We want to round out that upper back. Make sure the inner creases of your elbows are facing each other here. Now you want to make sure you're nice and high on the toes. So don't sink into the heels because that tends to make your legs bend. So nice and high on the toes. Tuck your pelvis under, pull your belly button in. Nice and strong. Your gaze is at the top of the mat. Now when you come into your chaturanga, you rotate the inner creases of your elbows to face the front of the mat and you lower down so that those elbows are in nice and tight. Everything else is the same. You're hovering off the mat here. Okay? Now, in your plank and in your chaturanga, you can have your knees on the mat for the level 1 option. So your plank is basically the same. You just lower the knees to the mat, being mindful that you keep your pelvis tucked under, don't let it stick out, and you want to keep your toes tucked on the mat to protect your knees, take some pressure off the knees. You still, when you're going to come into your chaturanga, you rotate the inner creases of your elbows to the front of the mat and you lower through half chaturanga. So those elbows are in nice and tight. You're still hovering off the mat. You don't want to release there, okay? So again, on the exhale, we were coming into our plank and then lower through chaturanga. And then you inhale to up dog or baby cobra. So here we're going to do the up dog option. So in your up dog, hands are still below your shoulders. Just the hands and the top of the feet are on the mat. No toes. And don't let those legs come down. This is your cobra, okay? You want up dog. So legs are up and your gaze is up, okay? For the mini cobra option, which is what you come through in your level 1 option. So you're here in your level 1 plank and then you come through your half chaturanga and then you release. Untuck your toes and come up, just head and shoulders come up. That is your mini cobra, okay? From there, so from our up dog, nice and strong, make sure you're engaging through the core here, don't let it sag, nice and strong. And then on the exhale, you press it back to down dog. Now your down dog, I know that everybody knows down dog. However, not everybody is cued into it, so they don't know what it's supposed to feel like. So let's talk about down dog. You should look like a capital V upside down from the side. So your sits bones are right in the middle, equal distant, hands to feet, and not too wide, not too narrow. Now here you want to send your sits bones up to the sky, so you'll feel that stretch in your hamstrings. Your biceps are next to your ears, fingers are still spread wide. And press your heart down towards the mat, like somebody's pushing between your shoulder blades. And the last essence is to press your heels down. Now, depending on the tightness in your hamstrings, you may not be able to get those heels down to the mat. Just press them. Eventually, they will touch down. Mine still do not, but that's okay. So that's your down dog. And then from there, you come high on the toes, you bend the knees, and you can walk or hover float your feet between your hands. You're coming back into your forward fold. So again, release your head. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive to your extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands through heart center and back to your Tadasana. So there we go. We've walked through all of the poses. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about a couple of the transitions that tend to get people stuck. Okay? So the first one is going from your plank chaturanga to your up dog. You don't want to touch down. So what I see a lot of is we're in plank, rotate those elbows, come into chaturanga, and then people rest down and come back up. Okay? So when you're coming from your plank through your chaturanga into your up dog, you want to rotate those elbows, come into your chaturanga, and then without touching, float forward to your up dog, okay? So you're going from toes on the mat, right, in your plank and in your chaturanga, but then you want to float and take the tops of your feet to the mat for your up dog. From your up dog to your down dog, you press your sits bones up. You can roll over the toes or you can step them. And then coming into your down dog. Okay? So that's the full Sun Sal A. So now, a couple of other options that you can work on. One of them is when you're coming into your plank to your chaturanga, you can just jump back to your chaturanga and take the plank out completely. Make sure that you're not jumping back to a plank, as you're putting too much pressure on your wrists, your elbows, and your shoulders. So you want to make sure that you're using those arms as shock absorbers, okay? So they bend as you jump back. So what it looks like is we will put down and you just jump back right into your chaturanga, and then you go through the rest of it, okay? Another transition is when we're going from our down dog to our forward fold. So I said you couldn't step forward or hover float, so I showed you the step forward into your forward fold. But if you're going to hover float forward, you want to make sure that you're not thudding, and sometimes you will, but that's okay. What you want to do is you're coming up onto your hands. You want to bend your legs, you want to come up onto your hands, putting the weight onto your hands, and float those feet forward like so. Okay, now the higher you get your hips up, the easier that float's going to be. And I'm a little so that is your Sun Salutation A, your asanas and your transitions. Now I'm going to walk through it with you. I'll do 2 in the level 1 option, and then I'll do 3 in the full option. And again, I will cue it and give you the options for your transitions as we go. Okay, so we're starting in a Tadasana. So nice and tall through the spine, big toes together, slight space between your heels. Legs are fully engaged, tuck your pelvis under, pull your belly button in. Roll your shoulders up, draw them together in the back, roll them down your back. Palms face forward, nice long neck, chin up. Beautiful. Now inhale, arms up, palms to touch. Extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Drop your head. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to your plank. Taking it to your knees. Rotating elbows, lowering through a half chaturanga. Take it all the way down. Inhale, mini cobra. And exhale, pushing it up through your hands to your knees, all the way up to your down dog. Inhale, high on the toes, bend the knees, look between your hands, and exhale, slowly walk feet between your hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive to extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands through heart center, and back to Tadasana. Let's do that again, level 1. Inhale, arms up, palms to touch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to your plank, lowering through a half chaturanga. Inhale, mini cobra. And exhale, tuck those toes, push it up to your knees, push it up to your down dog. Inhale, high on the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands. Exhale, slowly walk your feet between your hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive to extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands through heart center, back to Tadasana. Now let's take it through the level 2, 3 option. Inhale, arms up, palms to touch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to plank, lowering through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, press it back to down dog. Inhale, high on your toes, bend your knees, look between your hands. Exhale, slowly walk or hover float your feet between your hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive to extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands through heart center and back to Tadasana. Inhale, arms up, palms to touch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to plank, lowering through chaturanga, or you can jump to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, press it back to down dog. Inhale, high on the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands. Exhale, slowly walk or hover float your feet between your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive to extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands through heart center. Back to Tadasana. One more time. Inhale, arms up, palms to touch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to plank, lowering through chaturanga or jump to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, press it back to down dog. Inhale, high on the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands. Exhale, slowly walk or hover, float your feet between your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive to extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands through heart center. Back to Tadasana. So that is your Sun Sal complete, from your breathing to your asanas to your transitions. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below and hopefully I can answer them for you. If not, I'll find the answer for you. And again, thank you for joining me. I may do more videos like this in the future if that's something that you would like. So let me know that as well, okay? Once again, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate your support. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. Namaste.